So for those of you who are watching this episode, first of all, hello. And for those listening, also hello. And if you're watching, you might be wondering what you're placed on this time, because I don't ever seem to place you on the right camera, gear, and equipment. I always seem to place you on something that I have put together. And so today it is 3 yoga blocks from Half Moon, and that's the setup. So welcome to this very professional video, this very professional podcast where we do everything the right way and everything is done properly with no mistakes and no hiccups and nothing that leads us the wrong way. This is the second time that I have both recorded audio here and filmed a video. I learned a lot from the last one on just managing 2 different things at once. You wouldn't think that it's a lot, but it kind of is in a way. It's just other thinking, because now I gotta look at you and before I didn't have to look at anything, so I had to discover some things for myself and for you to make this a better listening or watching experience. So welcome to the Tula Community Podcast. So I had recorded that last one, and at this very moment, if you're listening in December 2024, it's the 17th right now. The last one that I recorded, I have not released yet, and in that episode I was talking about kind of 2 realities existing, and you know, the Christmas holiday that most of us or some people will celebrate is coming up. And I knew actually that I wanted to talk a little bit about this or share some things just to be in a place of love and support and I don't know, maybe help people, because I know that I'm talking to and connecting with, and that my friendship circles here are a lot of people who are maybe not necessarily, I guess, practicing the religion that comes from, or maybe they're not even interested at all, like religion or no religion. They might believe in something else. They might not even be part of that type of practice. I don't know. And so there's this thing that happens during the holidays, the Christmas holidays, I should say, because there's so many holidays, but Christmas holidays and this new year, which I guess I'll talk about. I didn't really know if I was going to talk about that, but I guess I'll talk about that. But there's so many things I think that are big, and I wanted to share this. So, I mean, that other episode's going to have to take a little pause from being released, and this one is going to get the kind of front seat, obviously, because Christmas is very fast approaching. And yeah, so why I wanted to talk about Christmas and what I think about when I think of Christmas is that you know, that it's a beautiful thing in and of itself, and it's got a lot of special, unique, and beautiful moments. It's got this quality to it. I think that maybe as we're getting older, and I'm sure that in my generation, a lot of it is kind of fading because we're now in our 30s and we're not kids anymore, and like it's just shifted. Like I would say Christmas for me every year does not feel like Christmas. It just, that there's no feeling anymore of like, I don't know, snow and light. Like I don't have this love and attachment for it. And I, you know, as I get older and as I connect with others and as I deepen my practices in Eastern beliefs and religions and things like that, I realize that I really actually just I don't care about this holiday that much. It's never been one that I've really liked a lot, and not one that I feel too attached to. And I think many of you might feel that way. But I think that there's this stuff with the holidays. Can I just call them holidays? There's this thing with the holidays that is talked about a lot now, and it maybe wasn't talked about a lot before. I don't know, but the holidays is a really tough time for a lot of people. Like, it is not an easy thing. It means gathering with people that you might not want to be with or see. It might mean, more intense grieving of something or someone. It might mean, being in a room of people you don't want to be in. It might mean having to, purchase things that you don't have the means for. It might mean showing up and like having to, create or do when you don't actually feel like you want to. And so, and it might even mean like arguing and fighting and getting into tiffs with those that you know. And I don't personally really remember ever having like an amazing Christmas. I don't think that has existed for me personally. If I really think about it, I don't remember any Christmas being problem free. I'm sure that there's probably one or two, but when I think about it and when I reflect on my youth and all this stuff, whatever, to me, I think that there was divide because I'm a child of like divorce, so two families and then other families and step families and going here, there, and spending, time here at your mom's house and spending time here at your dad's house, and then maybe you get a partner, so now you got to go to like your dad's house and your mom's house, and then you got to go to your partner's mom's house and your partner's dad's house, like, all this stuff. Like there's a lot that goes into that. And I should probably say now that this doesn't mean I'm not grateful, actually. I should probably say that now, because I remember one year I was like, it was my first partner, and his parents were divorced and my parents were divorced, and I remember like thinking like, oh man, like we have to have 4 dinners, like it's just so much, and I thought about a little bit of gratitude back then at that time, and I thought actually it's kind of nice, like how could I complain about being fed 4 times these obviously incredible, nourishing, heavy, like such good foods. How could I complain about that? So, but I mean, being tossed around all over the place can be kind of challenging too. And again, you have this obligation that you need to go from here and there. So, I don't remember any Christmas really being the most amazing thing for me personally. And it always results in some argument, some yelling, some fighting, some breaking of something, some, disagreement, people leaving early, I don't know, there's always something. And then as I get older, I've got that, and then I think about, just what life brings. So there's also this big aspect of Christmas being this happy, like great time, and we spend time together and we share it, and it's so special and so amazing and all these things. And I think that that's really true. But I also reflect on, how much pain everybody is also carrying, and the loss of people, and how that is really brought to the surface during certain times of the year, Christmas really being one of them, at least for us here, like that celebrated or whatever, like it's not going to be for everybody, but at least for the majority of the people that I'm probably talking to now, hopefully you're listening to me, but this sadness and this thing of grief is like, it's just really heightened. Because you're supposed to all be together and gather and give the gifts and write their name on the present, and there's a spot for them at the table that they probably likely would have sat, and now they're not there anymore, and they don't sit there anymore, and you lose a parent, a family member, a dog, like a child, like you lose, I don't know, you might even lose your house. Like last month I was in White Rock, and then my friend Sarah was telling me about how there was an apartment that was not burnt down, but burnt enough that everybody had to evacuate. And it would likely be like that, obviously, till after the holidays. And I was just thinking about people being completely displaced from their homes and either have lost their homes or just being displaced and have to figure out something else to do for however many months. And that's a different type of grief too, or just hardship. And so, you know, why I wanted to talk about this, why I wanted to make this episode is because I don't feel as though we should feel any sort of guilt, shame, pressure, obligation to show up, to partake, to be part of this thing. Like for me, at this point, I have purchased one and a little bit kind of gift from the thrift store. Actually, it was an antique store, and that's all I've purchased, and it cost me total, all the things, I think it cost me $12. And it's not really like because I don't have the money to spend, it's just that I just don't really care about the holidays that much. And I wanted to share this episode because I kind of want you or whoever's here to feel empowered to, you know, not be a part of it either if you really don't want to. If it doesn't come naturally to you, if it's not even in your religious practices year round. I think Christmas lost its thing for me once I really connected the dots to and became more of an adult to the fact that it was this primarily, you know, Christian holiday, and it's rooted in that, obviously, right? There's a few different things that go on around this time, of course, right? But that's the roots and the origin of this occasion. And I thought, well, I don't really adhere to those beliefs and practices the rest of the year, so this isn't really a holiday for me. It's just not really a holiday for me, because it will have the pressure on you that you allow it to have. For me, I don't really feel as though I need to grieve heavier during this time of year because I don't put the pressure on it or myself to feel like it's any different than any other day. I have other days that I love and believe in, and like New Year's being one of them. I don't feel that I care about New Year's in December 31st. I believe more in the new year in March, just when spring starts. To me, that makes a lot more sense, and it's where a lot of us actually do celebrate the new year. And so that means more. That date matters more to me as a reflection of the year, as a reflection of those we've lost, as a reflection of yourself, the year that has passed, what you've experienced, what you've been through, the reset. And so I know that things are coming up for all of you now, and I know that you are going to start feeling like, well, you actually probably are, because it's the 17th today, and I probably won't post this till the frickin' 19th. and then you'll definitely be feeling the pressure because it'll be like TikTok, you know, the advent calendar is running out of chocolate. So, you're probably, yes, feeling the pressure to show up, to be part of, to get the gifts, to make the food, to do all the things. And I just think it's good to ask yourself, do you really want to be doing that? Does it feel true to you to be in that place? And then it could not be either you're going to say yes or no to that. You're going to say yes or no to that. And then there's also, do you feel like this year is a good year for you to have a great Christmas or holiday time? Because, as you know, every year that passes is a different type of year. Some years just you don't have it in you. You don't have the energy, the interest. It's just not coming naturally to you. It's really not coming naturally to me to not do anything. And now I say that I don't like Christmas, which is it's very true, you know, but I'm not full Grinch, you know. I feel I will bake and cook food. I love to do those things. I love to show up and give in that way. I like to give gifts. I like to receive gifts. So Christmas is a really good holiday for me sometimes because I do like those things. And I do like to make a list of what I want to create or what I want to bake or what I want to bring to a home as a gift, you know. But this year, it's not coming to me. Like in the previous years, it comes very naturally to me to make that baking list, to make the cooking list, to talk about what we're going to have for dinner and how we're going to do it. And you know, many years have passed where I've painted the Christmas cards on my own, and I really like doing that and just finding an idea online and kind of making it my own and then giving these handmade cards. And this year I ended up buying a box of cards from Chapters, and it's just not coming naturally to me. There's just something about it. I don't have the interest and I don't have the bandwidth. I don't really have the energy. And I think I'm finding more and more as I get a little older too, and comfortable in the practices and things like that, and starting to really understand that this is what I care about and believe in, that that it just doesn't I don't know, it just doesn't carry the same weight that it does for some people. And so I wanted to support you in that. I wanted to give you this podcast to let you know and to remind you that Christmas is, not to be fully negative, but Christmas is really hard. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. It's overstimulating. It can be, I'm trying to not say triggering, but it could be triggering because of who you may have to see, who you may need to be around. It can be triggering for people with their with weight. Like I know that comes up for a lot of people, you know, the holiday pounds that people put on and stuff like that, you know, like that's a big thing for people, and maybe having to be seen, you know, by people that you maybe don't usually see and who they are and how they comment on you. I felt really relieved this year because, you know, for me, like I just see my mom, and that's fine and easy. Like that's not too much. It's just one other person. It's not overstimulating and not, it's not too much. And then my dad told me that he was going to be going away until the 25th. And so I also felt really relieved because I just didn't have to gather with anyone and have to share that time around people that maybe can be hard to be around or make me feel uncomfortable or just anything like that, and have to answer all these questions. You know how it is, you got to answer all these questions about yourself. So yeah, I wanted to support you to feel, you know, more confident and comfortable in your decision to either not show up, not attend, not take on the role of everything person potentially at your home, maybe not take on other people's stuff, you know, practicing energetic hygiene, removing yourself when you need to, and overexerting yourself with anything, like by being someone that you're not, like showing up in a way that's not true to you, and spending your energy in that way that is a disservice to yourself, but also by spending money and buying gifts. And I think most of us that are here now are not super interested in buying a ton of gifts or anything like that. I don't think most of the people that I know or are connected with are big consumers. But just check in with yourself and just see what you are consuming and why. And, you know, think about your gifts a little bit too. It's something I see a lot is just, you know, why are you buying that? Like, does it actually have a meaningful thing a meaningful connection to the person that you're gifting it to, or is it just to fill something, or is it just to have something to show up with? And maybe less is more in that situation too. And you don't want to spend too much and put yourself in a bad position. I feel like quality over quantity is an important thing in this space. And if we overspend, it's likely not going to be in all of the places that are the best places to spend. So something to think about there. You don't want to put yourself in a hole for like one time a year for something that someone probably doesn't even really want or care about. That's why I only bought this $12 gift that I have here, because I know it's going to mean a lot to the person. I didn't really have to spend that much. So yeah, thrifting. If you have children, actually my friend shared with me that she went to the thrift store and got some books for her son, and I thought that was really good because they don't know, and books is a great one, from the thrift store, and you could find so many things, and they're super affordable, and it didn't contribute to a brand new thing being purchased. So just things to think about on the holidays, but give yourself some space and some grace, and understanding that it's a lot and overwhelming and emotional for a lot of people. And I would say now that I witness more people in life and I'm connected with more people, that it's actually a harder time than a good time for the majority. Like, I don't think that I have a higher percentage of people that I've been around, seen, or anything like that love it and find peace with it. I find most people are really sad, lonely, hurt, lost, grieving at this time than they are like woohoo, like I think only the people that are like woohoo are like some of the kids, and also we should hold space for people that even this time of year and all times of year have a hard time, and think about the pressure that they must feel to give something to their families, to give something to their children, when they can't even do it any other time of the year. And just something to think about, just something to reflect on, our areas of gratitude, our areas where we are fortunate, our areas where we have this safety of the home and the roof and warmth. And like I said, I feel like Christmas only has the pressure that you allow it to have. Whatever you put on it is what it will have and how it will show up. You control the weight of what it is to you and to whoever. And yeah, so I think about just everyone, just as a whole. And sometimes it's really nice to not be lost and not lost, but I guess I guess like not cooped up either. Part of. Sometimes it's nice to be on the outskirts and not part of these holidays, because you get to not only make it what you want it to be, but also completely remove yourself from everything that's going on around you. How many times I've just sat and just observed, like, who doesn't love people watching, or just noticing others and just seeing how it all goes, and watching the craziness, watching the driving gets significantly worse around this time of year, not because of weather. It's just like the parking lot, even at the end of November, is wild. I don't fully understand why, but people are trying to like get places, and there's all these things, and so I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm sure if you're listening, you're probably like, Whitney, you were here, you were saying this. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I was saying. I have no idea what I was saying. But yeah, it has the weight that you put on it. And you get to make it what you want it to be. And so, yeah, these are the things I think about. And I do hope and believe and want to, for myself, one day kind of reclaim the holiday. I would like to make it into something different for myself and for my family and for the family that I create. I would like to have it be this different thing than what I'm used to, and have that be a prosperous time, but probably still not in this place of like practicing it for that religion, but just as a yearly almost recap. But who knows what'll happen? I have no idea what will happen with my life, but I would love to be able to have that more like enjoyable time. So I wanted to give you a few things, and I wanted to share a few things and talk to you about, energetic hygiene. Now, I don't really know a lot about this, to be honest with you. Like, I have an idea of some things. I've practiced energetic hygiene myself, but someone was in the room cutting cords for me or telling me kind of how to do it and what to do. And so I don't know a ton about energetic hygiene. This is not my place to be, but I do understand it, and I am able to kind of connect with it, but only because I've been there before. I just kind of understand. I could not teach this to you by any means, but when and if you listen to the episode that I recorded with Kendra, and maybe some of you will feel this way, like if you're walking a more spiritual path, you'll probably feel a little bit like, I don't really think that any of us spiritual people are here because maybe everything's fine and dandy. Like, I kind of think that most of us spiritual people are here because like we realize and we've been through some shit and we needed this for solace. Like, we are here because life is fucking tough. Like, I think that most of us will understand that we either come from families that are just rough, and so we are here to heal and mend that and seek other ways and find find peace in that. And so Kendra put together this thing. I had seen it on her Instagram. I don't really know too much about it, but could be something worth looking into or connecting with, or at least following her on Instagram, because then you'll just see what she's sharing and what she's got there for you. But she was talking about, yeah, of course, going to your family's house, and some of you may have to stay there. Like, I have no idea. Maybe you have to do like a weekend there because they live far away from you, and you go and visit your family, and it's like this thing, and you love them. This is not a lack of love, but it is an understanding that this might be really hard or challenging for you. So she put together this energetic hygiene offering and teachings and what have you. So you can connect with her. I will obviously link her stuff below so that you can see it. And if you didn't listen to the episode between her and I, you might get some good little tidbits there. But could be something worthwhile if it's something that you're a little bit worried about going into it. For my own knowledge or teaching, like what I could only really give to you, to be honest, is just kind of, a few things, I guess, is, I'm starting to work on my own self-understanding more and my own self-worth, and kind of being unaffected by some things now. Like, I'm starting to feel a little bit kind of like unaffected and really understanding that the projection that is what someone else gives to you of themselves. Like, if they are really rude to you, if they put you down, if they judge you, if they make you feel bad, like connecting with the fact that this is a projection from this person and says more about them than it does about you. And knowing who you are, not being too affected by things. That takes work, but it's a good reminder. Sometimes you have to come back to that. It might be something for you to come back to and being like, all right, all right, that's cool. Like, you do whatever, like, you say whatever, you be whoever you want to be. I know who I am. I wouldn't put people down like that. You know, you just say it in your head. If you know, if you don't want to get into like a squabble, you know, you can just say it in your head, just kind of like, you know, all right, uncle, whatever, you know, like you or whatever, you know, mom or whatever, my brother, my sister, like whatever, like, okay, I know who I am, and I wouldn't make someone feel that way, or I wouldn't intentionally do that, or I'm not gonna go out of my way to make someone feel judged. I'm gonna go in with an open heart, open mind, and I'm gonna observe, and I'm gonna be kind, and I'm gonna listen to what people have to say and root them on. I'm not gonna shit on their shit, right? So stuff like that is all I have for you. Very professional. I've got all this proper stuff for you, but it's real, you know, like it's real stuff. It's just kind of like, all right, like be who you want to be, man. Like go do whatever. So there's that. And taking breaths, you know, you got to go to the bathroom for a moment and take a little break from your family for a second. And I don't know, like the holidays, even if they're really, really good, like they're kind of a lot sometimes. Like if you have, I don't know, 15 people gathering in one house, it's a lot. So even if you have the best time ever, maybe, yeah, you gotta go to the bathroom and just take an exhale. You know, you could do 2 inhales through the nose and 1 exhale out the mouth. Now, you might want to run the water or flush the toilet while you exhale or something, because you want to do like a bigger exhale. But a good way to regulate the nervous system is 2 sharp inhales through the nose and 1 exhale out the mouth, so you can that's a good one. And yeah, see if that supports you through that time. And you know, take a nice full breath after that, just a single breath, and then softly let it go. And you know, everything's over before you know it. You've already survived so many. I mean, I've survived 32 of them, so if I can do it, you can do it, right? And I was going to share a little bit about actually too, you know, and I didn't talk about it before, and I have talked about it on my Instagram stories, but many of you will have seen, you know, we're talking about the realness of the holidays, right? And that it's not always the easiest for many people, that it comes with a lot of challenge. And I definitely want to hold space. I feel like has lost its meaning since Wicked. I feel like it's completely ruined, like this whole Wicked. I mean, it's fine, you know, I support all people's interests, but I feel like every time I say hold space now, I just sound like such a goon, like I just feel like it sounds so silly, you know? And so, yeah, I just feel like it's lost its thing. It's just lost its thing, but it's fine. Want to hold space for those who just don't have the fortune of many of these things that the holidays bring, but like year round, like. And so 2 weeks ago I went, it was during the Taylor Swift fiasco. Actually, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was like 6 days ago. I went downtown on the last day of Taylor Swift's concert because I wanted to just view the polarity between those who were unhoused and these people that were going to this Taylor Swift concert. And that's a whole thing. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I also did take the time to support those who were unhoused and gift them with hand warmers, which some people accepted really excitedly, and some people said no, which I was a little surprised by because it was cold, you know, it's December, but nothing, they didn't want them. But that was fine, you know. But I did gift out quite a few just to help a little bit, and it's something that I had done before. I had like always kind of wanted to help those who were unhoused, because I don't know, when you see people in those positions, it's awful. Like, it just feels like the worst thing ever when you see it. It's one of the worst things ever. And so I started a new project. And so, I mean, the ways that I feel like I can help you is to gift you with Candra's stuff and to help you a little bit to remember your breath. You can message me over Christmas. Like, I'm not really doing anything. So if you want to message me and be like, Whitney, my family's off the chain, I'll be like, I got you. Like, you know, and so if you want to, like, I'm here, you know. But ways to support those who are unhoused or in unfortunate situations in life. I've created now another page on my yoga page, and I'm working on my blog to support those who are unhoused, and it's called Blessing Beings, and you can donate to that if you would like to, and most of my yoga offerings do go towards some sort of organization in need, and it'll probably go towards this at least right now. So if we have a class, the money will probably go towards this now project that I'm doing and funding that and just giving back. So that'll look like heat and food and any sort of supplies, whatever people need. Whatever the needs of the being are, we will be blessing them with those things and getting to know them and connecting with them and making sure that everyone's okay to the best of our ability, which, you know, can be hard, but because you never really know what someone actually needs, but you do your best. But yeah, so if you're interested to support that, I will link it below and you can check it out. But yeah, I think that that's mainly it. Just remember your breath. Remember it's over before you know it. Remember people's projections. Remember you know who you are. You know, remember to let it all go when you leave. You know, if you need to kind of stand up for yourself in a like a healthy, you know, put together kind of way, stand up for yourself. You know, make it what you need it to be. If it's not flowing naturally to you, don't go. Don't do it. If it's not feeling like you want to get the gifts this year, if you want to write the cards, you want to, like, it's not coming to you, don't do it. If it is coming to you a lot this year, perfect. Do it, you know. Honor yourself. Nothing can pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. You cannot allow something to have that power over you. Do what you want to do. So I hope that that gives you a little bit of support around that. And I hope that your time during the holidays is good. I hope that it's something that you really enjoy. You know, blessings for the new year if that's when you practice the new year in the calendar, you know. Blessings for you in the new year. And if you're listening to this in a different time, then blessings for your new year if you celebrate in March, and if you celebrate in April, and if you celebrate, you know, Persian New Year, Chinese New Year, whatever. Like, you know what? Blessings for all of what you believe in. As long as you have something to believe in, it keeps you going, and you share it with others, and you share it with yourself, and it comes from love. That's the most important. So yeah, happy holidays, all of the holidays included. I don't know all of them. I know that there's a few around this time, but I don't know them all, and I'm not going to pretend to know them all. So happy holidays, and yeah, thanks for your support. Thank you for listening, and yeah, reach out if you need me, and yeah, see you.